other thing I really needed to let go of was something, again, that I talk about, and that was vulnerability. For those of you that have seen the talk or that have read my book, you know that I'm very open about what put me on this path, that I was a performing musician for a long time, and that it happened because of an assault in a very toxic system. But I didn't know if I could actually be that vulnerable on camera. It's really hard to be that out there. I mean, you deal with what they call a vulnerability hangover, which means afterwards you're going through the, oh God, what did I say? Oh no, can I take it back? I don't think I want to do this. Maybe if I talk to them now, they can pull it back in, that kind of thing. I've been too open, too fast kind of thing. But it's weird because in this point, I had to deal with that vulnerability hangover twice. I had to do it once when I spoke. And then with 6 months in between, I had to do it again last week when it was actually released. And I had to let go of this idea that it was just going to be like, done, finished, good. That, these feelings were going to keep coming up and I was going to have to keep dealing with them. And that's good because empathy is about understanding and connecting to other people by taking perspective, right? So it helps me remember and keep that perspective of when other people are vulnerable with me, or when I say to my clients, we need to be a little more vulnerable about this, that this is what they're going through to a greater or lesser extent, but same idea. So again, this talk reminded me about everything that I talk about, took me back to, my roots of this is empathy. This is what it's about. This is how it really manifests. This talk was so transformational for me in so many ways. I did not have the ability to disconnect from what I was doing. I had to be able to throw myself into this talk and deliver it. Aside from the performance, right? Because you have to be on stage. You're up, talk about vulnerable. You're up in front of people and they can see you. And I know that sounds really self-explanatory, but it's not. You are on stage for everybody to see. For all practical purposes, you are naked, and there are going to be people that are going to pick at what you've done or say they didn't like this or you shouldn't have done that. Or even in the comments of the TEDx talk, I've gotten a few comments that have kind of cut me a little bit, but that doesn't mean that, those people don't have a right to say what they want to say, and that I need to have self-empathy and understand. And that was actually the third part of the transformative aspect of this, is I had to be able to learn to really stand in my own authority and be okay with who I am, authenticity, that this is who I am. I'm not going to go on stage and put on a mask. I am not going to talk about something that's going to sound very polite and very smooth and very not who I am. I'm going to go and talk about myself from a place of honesty, and what I talk about with self-empathy from a place of vulnerability, because there are a lot of people who feel the same way. And in this moment with this talk, maybe I can make them feel like they're not alone. So I was actually able to get a hold of my own authenticity, which is something that I've struggled with since having to leave music. I was very caught up in being a musician. It's been a journey to not be that person anymore, but still authentically be me. And I'll admit, I can still remember very clearly when I walked out on stage and I hit the red dot. And looking out into the audience and seeing everybody looking at me and just feeling like, okay, this is who I am, and whatever you get, it's going to be 100% Melissa. I don't know what it's going to be, but it'll be 100% me.